talk about debt. I know I'm not no financial advisor, but I just want to let them put this out there, man. You know, I be looking at a lot of guys. They say don't go get in debt, don't go finance nothing. And I look at it this way: if you're able to support yourself, you know, you got enough yard, and you want a piece of equipment, you know, I look at it this way: go for it. You know, because if you get good equipment, let's say for instance, if you get good equipment and you got a lot of yards to cut, you know, you will be able to go through them yards pretty damn quick. You know, the cheaper the equipment that you have, the slower it's gonna take to actually cut grass. So if you want to grow in this business, you're gonna take on debt. You can show me one company, big company too, that don't have debt. United States got debt. So you got good debt and you got bad debt. Going out, like when I went to go, I got this truck service. I brought this truck brand new, and my sole purpose was for work. I used to have a Dodge Limited, and nice and stuff like that in the inside, decked out. I had to get rid of it because I couldn't make money that I wanted to make with it. Anything I have to get gonna make me money. So like I said, good debt and bad debt. I'm not gonna go ahead and buy me now. If I had money to throw away, I ain't, you know, go out and buy me a Corvette. Corvette, I can ride around and look good. That's what you call bad debt, because it's gonna depreciate in a while and it ain't gonna work what it is. But when you trying to start a business, or just say for instance, not try to start a business, if you got a business and you're doing real good, if you want to scale up, man, in life, you got to get that. So, you know, everybody always talking about don't finance this, don't finance that. Man, look, I would take their money in a heartbeat to finance something and keep my money in the bank. Why spend my money and I can let them spend their money? And that's basically how corporations work, man. I'm not gonna sit up here and not take their money. So I just want to put that out there, man. You know, man, cut this yard here. You know, like I said, I'm not no financial advisor. I just like to let them keep it real. Ooh, boy, the heat hot. So we getting up there and heat hot. It's like 90, probably about 98 degrees right now. Probably with the heat index about 100. But yeah, a lot of y'all need to take that into consideration, man. Now don't go out there and buy like this lawnmower I have. I purchased this lawnmower. Yeah, I financed it. Don't get me wrong, I financed everything I have. I paid it all for 3 years. Now I went out and purchased this lawnmower. This lawnmower, $15,000 for this cheetah, and I paid it off in 3 years. Now, guess what? It's mine. It's paid for. So I decided I wanted to sell it. I got equity in my business now. So let's say for instance, you go out and buy your lawnmower that's $3,000, $4,000. How much you think you're gonna get for that lawnmower after 3 years? Probably about $800, if that. So we need to look and see what's gonna hold its value, and at the end, what can we sell it for? You know, because like I said, you got good debt, you got bad debt. Put this in. Cut it here. so hot down here that any little grass clippings you leave on top of the grass, it don't take long for it to turn brown. And you know, if you've been cutting grass for a while, once that grass die and turn brown, man, that's the hardest thing to get rid of, to cut it up. That's like heat. Man, so hot. Damn GoPro turning off. I'm trying to yeah. Like I said, well, I think these GoPros are made for up north, man. The heat would be tearing this thing up. I be filming and stuff. All of a sudden the thing will go out. I get to the house to go ahead and look at the footage. And everything be, you know, just catch a couple of things. But like I was saying was, it depends on how far you want to grow in this. You want to be solo, you just want to get a couple of yards. Yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's. But if you want to scale your business, you got to go deep in your pockets, man. It's like, don't be afraid to go ahead and finance no equipment. If you know you got the customers, the customer base, to let them pay for the stuff that you have, and you don't want to be out here all day. Like I say, my customers know, they be asking, you know, we know that you only take a couple minutes to let them cut the yards. Every time you cut the yards looking nice. It's not that, you know, we that fast. It is that when you got the right equipment to do a job, it gonna go much faster. So that's what I believe in, getting the proper equipment to do the job, to make sure the job go faster. Because like I said, it be 100 degrees down here in the middle of the summer. I don't want to be out here in this heat all day, pushing no yard, messing around with a lawnmower that really don't want to cut right, don't have the horsepower to get you through this thick grass like this. But don't get me wrong, every lawnmower gonna cut. But it's up to you to decide how far you want to take your business, man. It's like, if you want, like, oh, I just want to stay solo. Stay solo. Go get the little couple of things, couple of yards, and, you know, do what you have to do. Now, you don't have to go out here and buy, like, no Skag or nothing like that. I ain't saying go out and buy Skag. They got all kind of nice. You got Toro, you got your, you know, Exmalt. You got all of them out there. It's just that, get the right equipment, man. You know, all of them do the same thing. Now, just because you go out there and buy that equipment, that don't mean you know how to use that equipment. You know, you got to understand the grass that you have. You know, you got to understand how to cut that grass. Because like I said, we don't bag.